everyone. My name is Vernisa.
Hey, y'all. This is Jen.
And this is our podcast,
Speak Up.
What's up, Jen?
Hey, girl.
How are you?
I'm super excited. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad that we finally made it to episode 50.
Y'all, we promised y'all something for 50, so we're here. Let's celebrate.
Yes. As you see, we got the wine popping. Mm-hmm. For those of you that don't know, me and Jen are best friends, and we create this podcast to use our voices to motivate people to overcome life's challenges through self-love and respect.
Yes, especially after 50 episodes, y'all should know that these are two core values that we hold near and dear to our hearts.
Yes, most definitely. So, Jen, what is our title today?
Today, and in the spirit of what we're doing right now, our episode is called Girls' Night In.
As you can see, it's still quarantine. We got our wine popping. Mm-hmm. You know, a real quick little toast to 50 episodes.
50.
We gotta look each other in the eye. Mm-hmm. Bomb. Much needed. Yeah, we decided to do this episode because, first of all, 50 episodes, that's a big milestone for us, especially me and Jen have worked very hard to keep evolving this platform. And we love our audience, so we wanted to kind of take it easy this episode. And you guys as you guys seen our posts, we were asking for some questions. So today is going to be a Q&A. You guys sent in questions that you guys wanted us to answer, so we're going to answer them for you, and try to give our input, whether it's advice or just anything personal you want to know about us. We have a list of questions, and we're just going to go off the list today and just give you a SpeakUpJV answer.
There you go. Yeah, so let's jump right into it.
Yeah, so what's our first question, Jen?
So our first question is, what was it like growing up as the oldest child?
Oh, what was it like? Shit. Well, yeah, both of us me and Jen are both the oldest child. First of all, start there.
Yeah,
I mean, in the house.
Yeah, technically, I'm the oldest in the house, but I do have an older sister. But yeah, in the household, I had to be the oldest one.
Yeah, so I would have to say, being the oldest child, it's cool. I ain't gonna lie, I think it's cool because it's I got to experience a lot of different things, and it's cool to be the teacher and stuff, but then I feel like it was a lot of pressure at the same time, because I feel like when I'm doing things, I know my siblings are always watching, so it's just one of those things where it's I don't, it could be a good thing because it's it's more motivation, but it's I have to be very cautious of my actions because of that. So I would say one of the blessings with that is that it pushed me to go harder and stronger and still continue. They're a part of my why for why I keep going in the first place. But I would say one little thing I gotta throw in though, I think with being the oldest is though, you were the guinea pig child,
Why was I thinking
that? Oh,
you
were thinking that too? So you know what I mean? I think with me, I got off the most, I was my parents were the most strict with me and everything, but then my siblings, they start coming up, they still get away with way more stuff than I do. Yeah. And I'm I couldn't do none of that, and I was a good kid, so I'm trying to understand. I think that's my intake on that. What about you, Jen?
I mean, I would have to agree definitely with the guinea pig part. My parents were definitely way more strict on me, especially being the girl in the household. I wasn't allowed to sleep over, just a lot more rules for me. But then also, I got to learn my lessons a lot faster than my brother did, and I think I was more aware of what was going on in the household a lot faster than he was. Whether it was a good thing or a bad thing, just being mindful of that and just kind of seeing how my mom started confiding in me and stuff because I was the oldest in the house. That was a really good transition for me. But yeah, it was definitely hard for me to, be the oldest in the house and just kind of keep moving forward and try to be a child, but then also be an adult at the same time. So it was a curse and a blessing.
Yeah, it definitely allows you to grow up faster. Yeah. Thank y'all for that question. So our next question is, what is a relationship deal breaker for you?
Can I split it into categories?
Go ahead. Yeah, because I got a couple on that. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have that many, but I think if we're talking about either personality or upkeep wise, bad hygiene is definitely a deal breaker. And I'm talking about down to the toenails, the fingernails, the shaving, showering, how you prefer to keep your, hair is up to you, but as long as it's tame and as long as you're showering constantly, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's a big thing for me. You gotta, if you don't drink water, that's a deal breaker for me. I'm sorry.
Goodness.
If you tell me water is nasty,
there's something wrong with you.
Exactly. That's all I need to know about you. But I think personality wise too, I think closed-minded like being a closed-minded person, that's definitely a deal breaker for me. And I'm not saying you got to accept everything we talk about or that we discuss or whatever, but if you're not even open to having the conversation or anything, that's a really big turn off for me. Yeah, I think those are my main ones. What about you?
I would say, well, everything you just said. I'm sorry, the drinking water and the hygiene. I feel like that's a given. It has to go with anything. But I would say, personality-wise, disrespect. Like I feel like if you're disrespectful, you have no type of manners. I feel like that's such a turn off to me. And also a guy who doesn't have a growth mindset. There's a lot of people who are stagnant. They're okay. They're complacent. And I'm sorry, me being an ambitious woman, I feel like that's something important. So if I meet someone and it's like, they're just like, oh yeah, I'm here, I feel like that's a major deal breaker for me. And of course, yeah, just someone who can't laugh. Like, you gotta have some sense of humor.
Facts.
Like some type of entertainment. I don't know. But I feel like those are like the underlying, especially the height that is in there. Like, so act like that's there. But I feel like those are like instant things to me. I'm like, I don't know if I can rock with you.
Yeah. And I gotta add one more thing. If you yelling at me when we're arguing, that's it. I'm like, running away.
My daddy don't even yell at me like that.
That's what I'm saying. And then I don't yell like that. Like, I don't, like raising my voice at people or anything. And if I ever have, like, that's an ugly part of me. So I definitely don't want that in a partner. So, yeah, that's just, non-negotiables in relationships for us.
Right, so true.
So moving on to the next question. Ooh, I like this one.
What is it?
At a party, where can someone find you?
Okay, for my people that know me personally, you know where to find me. So it's two places. Number one, probably the dance floor, because everybody know I'm that's me. I'm a dance. But that other spot, let's say I'm tired of dancing, probably at the DJ booth, helping them pick a song, or I know the DJ or something, and I'm up there with them. I feel like that's where you're going to find my ass. What about you, Jen?
That's so true. I have two places as well. If there's a dog at the party, that's me. I'm either on the floor with the dog, or following the dog, or petting the dog on the couch somewhere. Yes. That's me. Or you'll find me at the food bar. So wherever there's snacks, chips, drinks. Yes. That's where you'll find me. Food or the dogs. Like, that's just who I am. I don't know. I enjoy that.
I'm at the bar.
Hey, tender. Why was I listening to that song today?
Shout out T-Pain.
Even though he don't drink.
Where are we? We start when you buying drinks.
There you go.
Stop. We gonna get corny on here. So our next question is: name an embarrassing moment in your life.
Oh, why we get this question?
Whoever said that.
Y'all coming for us? Dang. Okay, name an embarrassing moment in your life. Okay, I mean, this one was pretty embarrassing for me. I used to be really clumsy in high school for some reason. I don't know. I just never had it. So the high school that I went to, there was like benches all around the quad grassy area. And I remember one time I was wearing white pants and I tried running across the quad. So I tried jumping one of the benches, but my shoe got stuck in like one of the cracks because it was like the wooden benches. They were old and stuff. So there were a bunch of cracks and my foot got stuck in the crack and I couldn't lift my foot out in time. So I decided in that moment, it was either land on my face or land on my ass. But either way, I was going to land in the grass with white pants. So I was going to come to class with stains. So I decided I'm landing on my ass. There's no way I'm landing on my face. So I flipped myself while I was falling and I just fell on the grass. It was in between periods, so nobody really saw, but a few people did. And I remember this guy that I liked at the time, he was like passing by. He's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah," it was just embarrassing. So anyway, he helped me up and I walked myself to class and I had to deal with 2 more periods that day, for class, with white pants and grass stains and everybody telling me, "Oh, you got grass stains on your pants." I'm like, "Yes, I know, I fell." Like, that was the thing. But yeah, I tended to have a lot of falls. I remember one time it was raining in in middle school, and I was running towards my mom and there was like a muddy pile or whatever, so I slipped. I fell all into the muddy pile and like people started laughing. My mom started yelling at the kids for me. That was more embarrassing for me than the actual fall. Your mom defending you from a slip or whatever. But yeah, just those types of embarrassing moments.
Oh my, those are the worst.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we all had that fall in public or something. Like, no, I'm not gonna get started on that.
In front of your crush too.
Yeah. Oh hell no. I would say for me, I was younger. I forgot how old I was, but I went to Raging Waters. And we went, there was the biggest slide there. And I remember one of my uncles or whatever, he was like, oh, I'll pay you to get on the biggest slide. So I was like, I got this. You know, I'm an Aquarius. I love challenges. So I was like, I'm with this shit. So I had like a bathing suit on and it tied on my neck, or, you know, like a 2-piece. So I get to the top, you know, the lifeguard tells me to do this. So I do it. I go down the slide. So then when I got to the bottom, there was like an audience watching, you know, on bleachers, seeing people come down. So I go down the slide, and then I get up and my bra came off, and I had no clue. So the lifeguard's going like this. I'm like, I did do this. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm sitting here going like this. And then he's like, no, this. And I'm like, I did it. And he's like, look down. I look down, and then everyone just started laughing. And I just remember like being so embarrassed, like all the raging waters and stuff, you know, but that was just a moment. I thought it was so funny how he was trying to tell me, but I was like, I did. But I guess
opening yourself up more.
Yeah, even more. So that was my embarrassing moment. So yeah, is it you or me? I forgot who's at the last question.
You did.
Yeah,
So it's all good. I guess the wine hitting already. Just kidding. We're not that lightweight. No. Okay, so next up is, what are some self affirmations you have? I like this one. I mean, I've had a few throughout the years, but I think one that I'm holding on to right now is keep going. And like, I remind myself every time I look in the mirror, or, you know, I get a reminder on my phone for something I have to do or whatever. It's just something that has kept me, you know, motivated. And I like it because it's super short. So it's like, just, all right, Jen, just keep going. Or like, I count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, keep going. You know, and it's kind of like the keep swimming quote, that just, you know, it keeps me really going. Like, there's so much power in those 2 words that you just tell yourself, keep going. It's helped me with my self-discipline, with my fitness journey, everything. Like, I've been using it for the past month and a half or so, and it's really just like kept my drive, you know, my focus.
I hope y'all were listening to that. I would say I got 3 top ones. One is, I am prospering, I am worthy, and I forgot the third one. I just had it in my head. I am prospering, I am worthy, and I am in abundance. And the reason why I have those, I feel like I am prospering, that's just a reminder, like, you know, every day you're getting closer and closer. I am worthy. I've been battling negative self-talk for a while, and I feel like since I've been saying I am worthy of healthy relationship, I'm worthy of being successful, I'm worthy of this, it's helping me shift that and like reminding myself you are worthy of having that. And I feel like it's strengthened that one for some reason, because I feel like I wasn't feeling worthy of certain things. And think about, when you feel like that, what do? You self-sabotage, you put yourself down. But that's my way of flipping that. And what was the third one I said? I am in abundance. And that's just and I'll say abundance of whatever it is. And that's helping me to get out of like that poverty mindset and things like that. So yeah, those are my main 3 big ones.
Yeah. And I think adding on to that, like, one that, you know, I say every now and then, is I deserve this for whatever it is, like, you know, losing weight or gaining weight, or, you know, like you were saying, the healthy relationship, I deserve this. So yeah, I mean, there's power in it. And then I think the cool part about affirmations is that you could change it to whatever you want to, and it doesn't even have to be in first person. Like, if you're one of those people who you prefer to get told something, you could say like, Jen, you are worth it, you know, Vernisa, you are in abundance. Like, you could change it to as if somebody else is telling you that. So yeah, there's definitely power in affirmations, in my opinion. Oh yes,
most definitely. Our next one is, what is your love language? Okay, so I've been learning about myself. I took the little test and it actually came out the way. So they always say you got the love language that you give and the one that you like to receive, right? So the one that I like to receive is words of affirmation, and the second one for me was physical touch, out of me liking to receive. I don't know, you got to tell me. That's how I learned. I feel like once I understood that about myself, that's why when compliments come in, or how, like, I learned I don't really care about gifts, I don't really care about trips, none of that other stuff, but I love when people tell me. And then I'm a physical touch. I love hugs. I'm very as everybody knows, I'm very affectionate. So that's something. And then the ones that I give is physical touch and acts of services. So I learned, like, I love doing things. I love cooking for people, doing things like to help people, and like obviously like I said, I love giving hugs and doing stuff like that. So y'all, if y'all don't know your love language yet, take that test.
Find out
and find out your partners or whoever you're crushing, whoever you're dating. It's very important, because I feel like once you learn that, you won't take things personal when they're not speaking that language. Even like me and Jen in our best friendship, like we had to learn that with each other, because like she's not a physical touch, but like I'm a hugger. Like I like hugging people and stuff, and like that was something I had to learn with her. And then like it's just different things, but like once we learned that, it makes, I don't know if it makes any relationship easier, because it's like that's how, like, Jen is a gift person. That's how she shows love, like, and like, what's the wrong use, but like I learned that about, so it's like it's like that give and take in two different realms. So I think it's dope. What about you, best friend?
No, for sure. I mean, before I get into that, I wanted to add too, if you haven't read the book, The 5 Love Languages, I definitely recommend it. They also have a singles version for those of you who, are not in a relationship, but whether you are in one or not, I definitely recommend that book. It like opened up my eyes to a lot, not just in learning about myself, but learning that like, even though I think I'm showing love in the best way possible, my partner or, my best friend may not be seeing it that way, just because we're not trying to understand each other's love language. But after that, it's like I'm consciously trying to understand how other people show love, give love, receive love, all that. So I think, no, not I think, I'm sorry. So the love language that I like to receive is also words of affirmation. And I think that's where you and I really click. I mean, come on, I'm a freaking podcast host. Like, talking is what I do. So I love, like, when you're able to tell me that how you feel about me, or, something that makes you happy or whatever. Like, words mean a lot to me. Words hurt. Words also can show love. So, I'm very big on that. And my second one was quality time. I like spending time with people and just like, being in person or on the phone or whatever. That's my second one for that. And then, like Vernisa was saying, that to show love, I'm a very gift person, but I'm down with gifts to the point where like I either personalize your gift where I made it myself. Like I like to crochet. So, I crocheted her socks one time for
best gifts ever.
A gift.
Tell y'all that birthday card.
But I go down, to the birthday cards, to like the tissue paper that I choose, the gift bag, just everything down to the details in learning about the person. And that's just because, like, I don't know, a gift makes someone happy, and especially if that person knows that you tailored it for them specifically, nobody else is going to get that same gift, is one of the biggest things that can make me happy. And I'm a very crafty person also, so that's just why, like, that works for me to show love to other people. And I don't know what my second giving love language is. It would probably, I think it was acts of service, actually, like making the coffee and stuff. I like to be hospitable. If you're my guest, you will receive my full attention, and, I will do stuff for you. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Are you next or am I next?
You.
Okay. Thank you. I like this question as well. So next one is, where did you and your best friend meet?
Wow. So as y'all know, right? We met in college. Can I tell the funny story?
Yeah.
So real quick, I just have to. So like we were housemates. We didn't share the same room, but we lived in the same apartment. And whatever. Like when we ended up, so I was CJ and Nino in the apartment. She was bumping the song that brought us our friendship was Juvenile Slow Motion. Slow motion for me. She was in there bumping that. I'm like, this girl got some soul. I was like, okay. And then she was playing this other song, and I was like, okay, So then one day we ended up like, we didn't really have many conversations, but one day like we ended up having a conversation, and we both found out we were Aquariuses, and then our favorite color was purple. And then ever since then, in the house, she was the one who was just down to go hang. In college, we were down to go to explore the school, go to all the parties together, and we just got really close. And it just, it was
we found out we clicked. Yeah, I think one of my most memorable first combos I had with you was, so we were, talking about what things to bring to the apartment and stuff before the school year started. So we were talking about bringing the TV. And I remember you said you wanted to bring yours, and I was like, okay, I'll bring mine, and we'll have one like in different rooms and stuff. So that was one of the first combos. But I think another one that I remember was, you were on the couch, like you had a blanket over you, and I could tell you weren't in the best mood. Like, I don't know if you were about to cry or what, but you were having a really bad moment. And I just realized, like, everybody else was busy, which is cool, whatever. It was college, we're all studying, but I I wanted to find out what was going on with you, you know, because I just didn't think it was fair that you were in a room full of people, but nobody was asking you if you were okay. So I went up to you and I just sat down next to you. I was like, hey, you know, you okay? Like, what's wrong? And then that's like when you really just opened up about what was happening at that moment. And I think that moment I just realized like we could be friends, you know, like we could chill out, you know. And yeah, the fact that we've had so many laughs and tears together and just like everything in between, yeah, I think that's what brought us together. But I'll never forget like those two particular conversations.
Right, and we were just always down for each other. Like we had each other's back. We just knew like when something would happen, it's like we're Jen now. Like we just knew. I don't know. Like it was just destined. Like I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, y'all don't want to know what we went through in college.
Yeah, like well, I think we have to have a whole episode about college stories in a minute. People know. People listen to our stories too. They funny. Right. Shoot. Well, what's our next question? So we got. Okay. Do you usually stay friends with your exes? Hell,
take a sip for this
no. One. No. I'll be cool. You know, I got, you know, cool, but nah.
And
it just can't.
Yeah. Friends? No.
No.
Maybe still follow each other on social media.
That's fine.
I think I have one ex on social media and that's it. But everybody else, nah. And it ain't like bad blood or nothing. It's just we done. You know, our parts in each other's stories are done. So
and that's okay.
It's a big fat no.
Yeah, just I mean, I don't know. And then I'm sorry, like if I was to be in like a healthy relationship, I wouldn't want to have that door there. Right. Like I mean, what's the point of that? So,
I agree.
No, I think it's messy.
Yeah. I agree.
Unless y'all dated and like fucking y'all were kids or something, that's different.
Yeah.
But, like an actual adult relationship, no. I don't think that's Nah, we good.
Yeah.
Okay, does that me or you?
Me.
Okay, good.
So next is what did your past relationship teach you? Dang, you want to go first or should I?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I can go first. My past relationship, it taught me to really pay attention to the red flags from the beginning. You know, it wasn't all bad with this person. There was a lot of things that I really did like. He was very attentive to me. He listened to me in conversation. And I really appreciated that about him. I felt like he really was trying to learn me in that sense, and really paid attention to my love language. Like he would compliment me constantly, you know, and show his love in different ways as well. So it taught me to keep my standards up also, because that means there's like men willing to do stuff like that too. But in the other part of the red flags, there were a few things that I did see in the beginning where he would take things a little more seriously than I wanted him to, or, you know, even I would be too sensitive to certain things. And I just learned that, you know, when something doesn't feel right in the beginning like that, either talk about it openly and see what happens from there, or just leave. You know, and for me, it should have been talk about it openly from the very beginning rather than let it build up towards the middle of our relationship and then just, you know, it blows up afterwards. Like I said, he wasn't a bad person. We just weren't compatible with each other. And I could tell there was a lot of healing that he needed to do from his past relationships as well. So he was bleeding a lot onto me in that aspect.
Damn. Well said. Y'all heard that. Taught me to not ignore the red flags just like you, and to pour back into myself. Like honestly, I think that was like a life change. Like it was like a big change for me. Me stepping into myself, and honestly to choose me. Like not to like tolerate any more BS. You know, to like really, you know, sometimes you'll go through a time where you're like finding yourself, and sometimes that person will trigger that start of that, where you go through that, but then you find yourself all over again, and then you remember to pick yourself first and not to let that defeat you. So because I feel like sometimes what we go through when we're hurt is because like we go through more things because we're hurt. Because we're hurt, we're gonna just tolerate stuff. So I went through like a whole like time of just being hurt because of that. But then once you heal and you get past it, you won't let yourself like hurt yourself like that ever again because of what happened. So I think that's the lesson I got from it.
Facts. I hope y'all heard that one too.
Right. So over here, y'all getting us these questions.
Yeah, we just want to put out there that like history with somebody does not define your relationship, you know, and love isn't always enough. You know, you may love this person to death. Like I loved, you know, a person I was with my toxic relationship. Like I fought hard for him, but we just weren't meant for each other. And I realized later that I should have let it go a lot sooner than I did. So yeah, just not saying break up with your person, but you know, if you need to reevaluate your relationship, I think that's fair.
And I'm gonna say love yourself first. Honestly, it starts there, because when you love yourself first, you'll be more cautious about what you're tolerating in the first place. And me and Jen were speaking from a time when we were both in more naive spaces. So I think once you get past that hurdle, it's like, you know, you're a grown woman shit. It's like, okay, I ain't got time.
That's right.
So I don't know. Things happen for a reason, and we're not gonna take those moments for granted, because I feel like there's a lesson in every relationship for them and for you. You know, and I'm gonna say this too. You know, we go through those stages where we kind of beat ourselves up for even going through it. But then when you look back, you're like, it was meant to happen. We wouldn't be the women that we are today without a lot of these experiences that have shaped us.
Absolutely.
So I had to throw that out there. Who's next? Was that me or you? I don't remember.
Shoot, is this wine hitting faster than
Yeah, because I keep forgetting. Okay, oh yeah, you asked it. Okay, so how would you? Oh hell no. Okay, I like this.
What you mean? Oh hell no.
I'm like, oh shit, I'm finna love. How would you describe your best friend?
Ooh, who that?
Okay. All right. Okay, I asked this. I'll go first.
I need a sip.
How would I describe my best friend? I guess we're out here crying. I would describe my best friend as amazing, strong, powerful, beautiful, wise, just a superior woman. Like, I'm so grateful. She's a healer. I don't know. Like, this wine hitting. You're a healer. You make me unpredictable. She's a Gemini. Gemini rising. So she's got unpredictable moments. Goofy, courageous, brilliant. Just like successful. I don't care. She's successful in my eyes. And just, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I even went through my years of not knowing you. I even got through those. You know, because I can't picture life without you. So that's how I would describe my best friend.
I feel you.
Oh, we over here again. I can't with this.
You gonna make my lashes fall. Thank you. Those are beautiful words. How am I gonna go after that? Shoot, that's not fair. Okay, so how would I describe my best friend? Literally my soulmate in a best friend form. Like, I really think we are two souls in different bodies. Like, you know, when they say you got family who's not blood, like, you are really my girl. Like, I have been through everything with you. You know me, you know, better than anybody else. And I just love how open-minded you are, but also how open-hearted you are. You love so courageously, and like, you're not afraid to show that love, you know, and I think you're the person who taught me that it's okay to love like that as well. And I'm thankful for that every single day. Girl, you are strong beyond words. Like, the stuff you've been through in this life, and just, you know, I can't even imagine what you've been through when I haven't been around, and, you know, the stuff you don't even talk about. But I see you, and I just see a warrior, you know, and you just continue to fight and smile through every single day, and you look for the positive in every single day. And I think it's just amazing, you know, and like, I don't know how I could go on without you, you know, and like, knowing what it's like to be your best friend is just the best thing in the world. So thank you for being you.
I love our best friend. Look, okay, a tear coming out my eye. Look, y'all playing with us. I love you, girl.
Y'all set us up.
I know, this is so big. Okay, hold on, this is different. We laughed on the other one. Yeah. Look, words of affirmation. This
Facts.
is what you call love language.
There you go.
Okay. Your turn. Oh, that was beautiful. Ooh, okay.
If you could tell your former self one thing right now, what would it be?
Ooh, go ahead.
It would be, learn to love yourself sooner.
Ooh.
Honestly. I think I spent so many years of my life, like, hating myself or having really low self-esteem, or just blaming myself for a lot of things that were out of my control, and then not taking control enough of the things that I could change, because I didn't have that self-love with me. You know, I had a pretty bad childhood in the sense where I didn't have somebody showing me how to love myself and everything. So I went through a lot of like high school like that, and even parts of college, just like, you know, not wanting to be who I am. And I think it wasn't until after college where I really started reflecting and stuff. So yeah, I think 26-year-old me now would tell 18-year-old Jen, or even 5-year-old Jen, like, love yourself, find something about yourself that you love every single day. It doesn't always have to be physical, but even if it is, shoot, celebrate your physical aspects, celebrate your curves, you know, celebrate what you look like and everything, but also celebrate your heart, celebrate your mind. Like, just love who you are, because you're not gonna be anybody else, but why would you want to be? So that's just some advice that I would give to myself.
I hope y'all were 18-year-olds listening. I hope y'all were listening. That was
Yes.
beautiful. I would tell myself, you are worthy. Keep going, and don't be too hard on yourself. Similar to Jen in the aspect of like growing up with the type of childhood, I was always hard on myself because of what I went through. I felt like I had to be the best at everything. I had to, like, you know, everything. My grades had to be high, this and that, you know, because of everything I felt and stuff. And like, you know, honestly, I would beat myself up inside when like it wasn't the way it should be and stuff. And, you know, going through this life, I learned it's okay to be patient with yourself. It's okay. Things are going to fall into place. Things are working in its divine order. And then also, you are worthy. You know, I would tell myself that because I didn't believe that growing up either, you know, like some of the mental abuse I went through growing up, physical abuse. Growing up, I didn't think, you know, my self-esteem was very low, you know, so growing up into myself and like, you know, having the light that I have now, it's like I'm letting it shine and I don't care anymore, you know. So honestly, that's something I would if I'm looking back, that's something I would tell myself.
You're strong.
You are too. This is y'all are man. Okay,
We coming for y'all next time.
this is raw footage.
Thanks. Where are we at? Oh, okay. This one's not that
Yeah, I
bad.
need to laugh. Go ahead.
Okay. So what song makes you happy, feel sexy, or puts you in a good mood?
Oh, is it 3 songs or?
Whatever, I guess. I mean, it doesn't specify.
I would say, okay, so I have a couple, y'all know I love music. So, Back That Ass Up, Whistle While You Twerk, Savage by, Savage, Megan Thee Stallion, and the Gap Band Outstanding. So, put on those songs if I'm ever in a bad mood, and I'm good.
Get her dancing.
Yeah, get me dancing. I'm feeling good. I'll just start twerking somewhere, like, and I'm an old soul too, so I gotta throw some Gap Band Outstanding up in there.
Yeah.
Like any of that, anything that makes my soul smile, that's what I need. But I love all types of. I feel like there's like if I could go on for days about music, but I feel like those are the ones I could think of at the top of my head. What about you, Dusty?
I think one of the songs that I really like is "Oh Happy Day" in the, you know, Sister Act form. That song always brings me up whenever I'm feeling bad, or, you know, just need a reminder to keep having faith and stuff. And it just, that high note, it just you know, it does something to me. I think another song that just makes me happy, I know this one's typical, but "Happy" by Ashanti, I really like that song.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it pumps me up, you know, every time, and it just reminds me, like, be happy, you know, no matter what, like, the sun is shining, you know, that type of stuff. A song that makes me feel sexy. There's a song called "In the Mirror" by what's her name? London is her last name. It's not Lauren London, you know, or anything. I forgot what her name is, but it's called "In the Mirror," and basically it's a twerking song, and it just makes me feel sexy. Like, she's talking about being fresh out the shower and just like waiting for her man. She wants to twerk on him and stuff, and it just makes me feel sexy, you know, makes me want to just dance for either myself or my person. So yeah, those are the songs that I can think of at the top of my head.
Oh, good choices. Look, we be jamming. So, do you have a favorite book, poem, or movie? Book, I would say Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Movie, I don't really watch anything, but I love that movie, The Butterfly Effect. I don't know, it's
That's
just
a
something,
good-ass movie.
right? It's just like my thing is I don't really watch anything, so if I do, it has to be some good shit. So that's and like Kill Bill, stuff like that.
Yes.
I can't think of a poem on top of my head, because I feel like a lot of poetry I like is by people that I know personally, that I've seen them do poetry. So I wouldn't say like there's like a written poem I really like.
I feel you. Yeah. Favorite book. I mean, if we're just talking like fiction or whatever, I love the book Summer Sisters by Judy Blume. I love that book. It just talks about two girls who are best friends, and just we get to see their journey from when they're like 12 years old up until they're like 40. And you just see,
beach?
yeah,
Okay.
and you just see how they grow up and, you know, go through relationships and stuff within themselves, their friendship as well as with men. But if we're talking like a personal development book, I like Mindset by Carol Dweck. That book like changed my mindset in a lot of ways. So yeah, I would definitely say that. I think favorite movie, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I like that movie because it has a little bit of everything. It has romance, it has comedy, it has action, and just the storyline is pretty nice. You know, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but for me it is personally. And I like watching like, you know, handsome, attractive actors on camera. So at that time it was Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. I liked watching them on screen, and their chemistry was just undeniable. So that was good. And I think poem, Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. I mean, I have that tatted on my arm, but I love that poem. I know what she wrote it for is different than the interpretations it's gotten throughout the years. But I just like both interpretations, whether she's talking about, you know, the impacts of slavery on generations to come and everything, but also as a woman, just talking about how she's going to rise from the ashes and just be, you know, there. And she's a fierce force to be reckoned with. And regardless of what happens to her, she's going to rise. So, yeah, that's my favorite poem.
Oh, beautiful.
Next up, what is a good childhood memory you have?
I feel like
I'm like, was I a child?
Drake. Childhood. I really can't think of them right now.
I mean, I can.
Go ahead.
While you think.
I gotta get my.
So, I don't know about y'all, what kind of childhood you had, but in the elementary school that I went to, we had, you know, monkey bars and swings and all that stuff. So there was a particular monkey bar that, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, you know, like a U type of thing, and you would swing on it. So back in the day when I was in kindergarten through like 5th grade, the thing was to learn how to swing back and forth on that rail or whatever. So you could do it with 2 hands, you could do it with 1 hand, no hands, forwards, backwards, all that. So I remember learning how to finally flip backwards with no hands on that rail. And I remember the first time I achieved it, I was like in 4th grade, I want to say, before I switched schools and everything. I finally flipped backwards with no hands. It was the scariest thing I ever did, but when I achieved it and I sat back up on that rail, I was like, and it's just something I'll never forget because it was like a mini accomplishment for me. You know, I accomplished a fear that day and everything, even though the next time I tried it, I flew off the rail and I knocked myself out. But the first time I did it, it was just awesome, and being able to accomplish it.
Oh my goodness. See, look, things be coming true.
Yes.
I would say I remember one particular birthday my mama threw for me, and my dad threw it. It was at a skating ring. I was young, and I remember all my family being there. Like, my dad came down. I forgot who was all there, but I remember just being so happy, and I had this red Coca-Cola outfit on. Like, it was a red shirt with these pants, and like, I just was so happy. Like, it was about me that day. I don't know. It was just a really good birthday, and I just remember being so happy and just feeling so loved and just being with all my family members. But I think that's like one of like the main birthdays I remember as a kid. You know, as a kid, you remember certain birthdays, and I think that was just a real happy one. And you know, the skating ring's always happy, so it was just nice to have like your birthday party there. I forgot how old I was, but it was beautiful.
Yeah, for you to remember it.
Yeah, it's still, even my outfit, like,
right, the Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. You all drink that. Okay, so where we at? Okay, so how do you want to be remembered? I would say I want to be remembered for impact. You know, I want to be remembered for speaking life into people. I take that very serious. I take adding value to people very serious. So if I could be remembered that, like, you know, Vernice added value to me in this way, that's how I remember. I think that's something I want to be remembered for.
I feel you, yeah. I mean, kind of adding on to that, and I always say this, I want to be remembered for the way I make people feel. I want to make people feel love, whether it is like them loving themselves, or that I love them, or that love does exist, or whatever. I just want people to know that they're worthy, that they matter, and that even if things are shitty right now, that things can get better, and, you know, shifting that mindset and everything. So I just want people to, when they think of me, that they're like, yeah, this girl made me feel like, you know, X, Y, and Z, like I'm powerful, like I could conquer anything, like I can just freaking make it through the day. You know, I just want people to know that as long as you continue pushing, you can make it through whatever.
Oh, beautiful.
Ooh, do you think soulmates exist? Or in other words, do you think the one exists for everyone? I do, honestly. Whatever term you use for it, soulmates, twin flames, the one, true love, my person, whatever, I think they exist for everybody. But I'm not saying that, like, if you mess up on this one person, that's it. No, but I'm saying there is that one person that you end up with and is your person, and they teach you why you couldn't settle with anybody else, or, you know, they make you want to grow and be healthier and experience that healthy love. I do believe that there's somebody who's like a complement to your life, you know, somebody who is 100% of themselves and lets you be 100% of yourself. I mean, I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe in all that stuff, you know, so call me crazy, call me, you know, naive or whatever, but I definitely believe in that. I don't think romance is dead. I definitely think that there's a person out there for everybody.
I agree. I believe they exist, and I believe that they exist in different categories. I for sure found my best friend, my friend's soulmate. I heard about that.
Be jealous.
Right? But romantically, I think they exist for everybody, but I think some people don't get the chance to meet them, or have met them but like messed it up because they didn't want to do the work to, like, you know, deserve them, or vice versa, might be the other way around, or something, like y'all might have crossed paths but just timing and stuff messed it up. But I think there probably is that person that would have been the one for you, but it could have been life circumstances or just that choice of not wanting to do the work to have that, because some people aren't manifesting that romantic part. You got people who really are, and they really, you know, that's one of their goals, is to find that person, and they do. And you got people who just don't really care much to do it.
I feel you on that, on the, you know, different categories and stuff. I'm sure y'all have heard this, that like you fall in love, quote unquote, with 3 people in your life. You know, you have your first love, you have your second hard love, and then you have your third love, which is your true love. I can definitely say I've experienced the first 2. I definitely had my first love. That took me on a whole roller coaster for a few years. And then I've definitely had my hard love, which was my toxic relationships. I threw my all into it. I wanted to make it work. It's the love that you wish could have worked out, but it didn't. You know, definitely have experienced that. I can't say I've experienced the third one yet, you know, but I definitely know that it's out there for me, and I know that that person is out there for me as well, and I'm out there for him. So just, you know, knowing that, yeah, there's different types of soulmates. Also, there's like karmic soulmates, and, you know, yeah, I heard you have like a whole soulmate tribe and stuff. So yeah, just, I definitely believe in that stuff. Whether or not somebody else does is cool, you know, it's just, yeah, that's our personal philosophy on it.
Oof, that is well said. So we have next, I just saw it. What do you consider your best character trait? Oh, I think I have a couple. I'm just like, nah, I would say if I had to think of my best character trait, I think the way I love, honestly, like the love I pour into people. And, you know, it's hard, but I think that's something that is needed in this life. And I just think like my goofiness, honestly, like, you know, if you hang with Vernisa, you gonna laugh, you gonna smile. Like, I'll make your ass smile. You gonna feel loved, and you gonna feel valued. I'm a Leo moon, but not to toot my horn. But no, for real, I think that's a part of me that it's always been there as a kid. Like, just always just la la la, you know. And I think, you know, especially in the kind of world that we live in, I think that's something that, you know, we all have some type of beautiful traits in us that the world needs. And I think that's one, you know, 2 of mine or whatever that is needed. So I think those are mine, and I would say my favorite traits about myself, characteristic wise.
I would have to agree. Yeah. What do I consider my best character trait? I think for me it would be honesty, like how honest I am. I try to keep it real as much as possible.
She do.
You know, I'm also an open book. You ask me anything, I will answer it.
She got my answer for this episode.
You know, yeah, like I just, because it's something that I would want somebody to keep it with me, whether you're feeling me, you're not feeling me, whatever. Like I would want somebody to keep it real with me, whether you think I need to work on something on myself, I want to hear it, you know. So I try to provide that to people, also without like hurting their feelings. You know, I try to work on that and stuff, because I do have a very blunt mouth. I'm very outspoken in that sense, and I think also how down I am for just anything. Like, you know, I'm very like spontaneous in that aspect, where you say you want to go to San Diego for the weekend, cool, let me just pack my bag. You know, you say you want to chop your hair off and you want me to help you, cool, I'll help you do it. You know, like I'm down for that stuff, and I really like it because it keeps my life interesting, you know, even though I myself wouldn't have decided to make some decision or whatever. Just knowing that I can be part of somebody else's story with that, like, it just makes everything a lot better. So yeah, and I think, yeah, that's my favorite part about me, just how down I am for ever-changing environments.
She told the truth about herself, too.
Okay. Next, what is the most important thing in a relationship? Ooh. Can I say a few things?
Go ahead. Open. We have the wine. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. I think the number one thing that pops in my head is commitment. Because even though love is very important, honesty and all that, if you're not committed to making the relationship work, or you're not committed to being with that person, or, you know, you're not making that conscious decision every single day, it's not going to work regardless. Because let's be real, you know, the honeymoon phase comes and goes, and then the rest of the relationship comes in. You have to commit yourself to making that relationship work every single day, through the bad moments, the boring moments, you know, the moments where it's like, why am I here, you know. And if you're deciding this is something healthy for you and you want to make it work, then yeah, definitely. So I think commitment is definitely one of the most important ones. And then honesty too. I mean, I'm going back to that, where, you know, if you've committed to that person, but then something's just not working, this isn't your person, or you've tried everything and it's just not working, let me know. That's the biggest thing that I would want. It's like, if you're feeling me, cool, let me know. If you're not feeling me, please let me know as well. Let's save both of our times and both of our hearts, and just, you know, part or stay together, make it work. You know, after any argument, let's sit down and be honest with each other, like, what's going on here, you know, and move past it, type of thing. So those are my two biggest things: honesty and commitment, for sure.
I'm gonna add that. And also I would say trust, communication, loyalty, and being able to pour into each other. You know, you gotta trust who you with. I feel like that's when you have those insecurities and stuff like that, that can hurt the relationship. Honesty, what is it? It's a trust, loyalty. I'm sorry. Come on, that's a given. And communicate. I fact, communication is very important too, because in all aspects, not even just like where you going or what are you doing. It's like more of like, how do you feel at this moment? What do you need from me? Tell me that so I can work on them. What do I need to work on? Me telling you what I need from that. You know, and I feel like when we can communicate and open and talk things through, there's so much power in that, being able to heal each other and stuff like that, and then pouring into each other. I feel like no one should be, it's gonna be moments where one is pouring a little more into the other, but you should be able to pour back also. I feel like it shouldn't be no one-handed relationship. And I think when y'all could balance each other and really be each other's ice pack, like we talk about, that makes a strong, healthy relationship. And yeah, healthiness of course too, but that's a given. But that's what I think.
I agree, for sure. I mean, we ain't no relationship experts, but I think
from experience,
yeah, for real. That's what we've taken with us throughout the years. Next, with starting your podcast, what was harder than you thought it would be, and what was easier?
Ooh.
Actually setting things up to record and like
I'm gonna agree with her on that one.
I would say that's the harder part, honestly.
Like
I didn't
technical, like just putting it together,
and having all these wires attached to us and stuff. That's honestly the hardest part.
I'm gonna say that too. Easier than I thought was doing it. I mean, not to toot our horn either, but it's just what you guys see on this platform, it's literally how me and Jen talk when we're alone without a camera. So I didn't think, you know, we knew we can put it on a platform, but actually doing it, it's like it just comes. So I think that's what I would say.
Yeah, I think also being in front of the camera was easier than I thought. I thought I would be more awkward or something, but no, it's like you forget the camera's there sometimes. Yeah, so I would definitely agree with you on that.
Okay, and what we got now is, who or what has been your biggest inspiration or motivation to keep pursuing your dreams? So as far as who and stuff, my siblings, as I mentioned before, my family, just like literally the dynamic, current situation, what I came from, just wanting to break the cycle. Every time I'm about to give up or I'm having a moment, I was thinking that you're breaking the cycle you're doing. It's going to be hard when you're going against the grain. It's the hardest. It's not easy. And then obviously, if we want to talk about like inspirational figures, Nipsey was a big, I'm sorry, I got his quote tatted on me for a reason. Like, honestly, bumping him, having his lyrics in my head, his talks and stuff, meeting him, like that, he's like one of my inspirations in life that have like kept me going mentally also. So I feel like that's my answer to that question.
Yeah, definitely. Who or what has been biggest inspiration? For me, my who, apart from like my mom and my brother and stuff, myself, in the sense where I know I'm in charge of what my future is going to look like, and I know that only I can make that happen, right? Whether it is like, whatever goals that I want to achieve and everything. So just keeping in mind, like, what do I want my future to look like? That keeps me going, because I can either continue going down the same path that my family for generations have been going, or go down a completely separate path and really pursue my dreams and goals and stuff. And then as far as like a person, I don't know. I mean, there's a few, but maybe the biggest one, I know this may sound silly, and I know he's like known or whatever, but Quincy, honestly, just in the sense, right, that is my man. But in the sense of like, no matter what family you come from, you can come from a very successful family, but you still got to follow your own path. You still got to make your name known and stuff. And even though he comes from a very successful family, I respect that he's still making moves in his own platform. Like when I think of Quincy, I don't think of him being related to, Diddy or even Kim Porter, rest in peace. I don't think of him being related to any of the families. I think of himself. So that kind of keeps me going, in the sense where it's like you can have multiple talents and still make a name for yourself. You can come from a successful family and still make a name for yourself. So in that way, he's kept me inspired.
Oh, right. That's our man.
Always. What was the last show you binge watched? The Selena series.
I almost agree with her. I don't watch TV, so that was the only thing I like. I actually sat and watched the whole thing.
Same.
And then I did before that. I watched the American Next Top Model on Netflix. That was pretty cool, But for me to sit and watch, it's big for me.
Yeah, that's facts. I think, before the Selena series, I watched American Horror Story. Which one was it? The Apocalypse one, with my brother when I was sick with COVID and everything. I sat down and watched that with him. We sat for like, 8 hours just watching the show and stuff. That was pretty cool. Because my brother and I like to bond over like weird shows and stuff. So yeah, that was definitely our thing.
Good. How can you tell when you unconsciously like someone? Ooh.
I mean, if it's unconscious, how do you know?
How do you know?
Just kidding.
I mean, I guess catch myself caring, just trying to get my cute angles with them.
Right.
Like doing little things with me.
Yeah, watching what I do around them or say around them.
Hearing their words, making sure, it's touching my words of affirmation, I would say. Like, I care about what they say to me.
I was just
That's one, I think, that's for both of us probably. Yeah. Thinking about them, but that's still consciously, so no.
Yeah, when all of a sudden their opinion matters. That's when I think I find themselves.
Or the compliments, I'm like,
or I'm waiting to hear back from them, that type of stuff.
You texted me, girl.
Keep complimenting me.
That part, and I'm like, hey, look.
I feel you. What advice would you give someone who's trying to learn how to trust a man again, specifically in a romantic relationship?
Go ahead, girl. That's on you first.
First of all, why do I not trust him?
Yeah.
I think that's very important. If it's because he cheated on me, or he disrespected me, or, you know, he did me dirty in a financial matter or whatever, I don't know. I mean, I think that goes back to the deal breakers. I think it depends on what you don't trust him about, and can you really work on trusting him again. So if you think you can, then, you know, take it slow, day by day, and know that there's probably going to be days that you don't trust him, and then you're going to have to work on trusting him again, and then there's going to be days where you do trust him again. And then also just ask yourself if it's even worth it. You know, if it's even worth trusting this man again or this person again, and being with them, staying with them, and just putting yourself through that. Because just thinking about the betrayal of trust, what that does to a person's psyche. For me, it feels like if you lose my trust, it's not going to come back.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not even worth trying to trust you again. So for me, that's kind of a hard question to answer, because I'm very like, if I trust you with my life, my heart, you know, and everything. But once that's gone, I don't need you in my life anymore.
Well said. I'm going to say, yeah, going off what Jen said, yeah, why don't you trust him? If it's because of something that he did, like, let's say, yeah, the trust is broken, I think you don't even need to be trying to get that trust back. But if it's something like he didn't do anything and it's an inner issue, figure out what that inner thing is first. I think that's the first thing, attacking that, because once you get past that, you'll be able to trust better. And then of course, like, taking it day by day, like you were saying, and literally just not jumping to conclusions. I think, you know, making sure it's like that reason to not trust, you know. So, but I think if someone says, I think I'm with you on that, someone broke the trust already, it is what it is. Like, you fucked up, I can't unsee that shit, because I'm just, it is what it is. I gotta protect myself. Like, that's how I look at it. But if they never did anything, you're just having trust issues because you do, I think it's something internally going on.
Agreed.
And then you should just get to the bottom of it and maybe have that healthy discussion with him and see really what it is and why is he making you feel that way, and have him work on whatever it is. Maybe, you know, he can show you that it's nothing to be worried about, if that makes sense. So that's the way I'm going to answer that, in a safe way.
And make sure there's actual positive change happening.
That part. Shit. Is it me or you?
You.
Okay. Oh, no, that's not it. Wrong question.
Like an owl. Who?
Okay. So, what is your daily self-care ritual or regimen when it comes...
to stress relief.
To stress relief. Ooh, my daily prayer, breathing. I would say prayer, breathing, and then like saying something nice to myself. And if it's like really bad, maybe like a hot shower or a hot bath, burning some candles and some sage. That's me.
Yeah, she loves her hot baths.
Yeah.
Trying to convince me to take one for years. I have a thing against tubs, so
I'm gonna get her away. Shoot.
Maybe one day. If you put a full mat covering the whole tub, maybe.
All of a sudden, that's wine. Some wine shit.
Yeah, that part. I think for me, a daily self-care for stress relief. Put my phone down. There comes a point in the day for me where it's either, as soon as I wake up, I try to avoid looking at my phone, whether it's social media or messages or whatever, just allowing myself at least 2 minutes to breathe and just be grateful that I'm alive. And, you know, I try to do this in my daily waking up routine, that I try to incorporate 5 things I'm grateful for that very morning, whether it's something that happened the night before or just I'm grateful to wake up, I'm grateful to be breathing, I'm grateful to be warm, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, just like when I get through the end of the day, because I work with people all day and I answer messages and phone calls all day, there comes a point where I'm just done and I want to put my phone away. I don't go on social media. I don't write back to anybody. I don't answer phone calls. I'm done with my phone, and I either go talk to my mom, or I journal to myself. I meditate, or I'm just like pooping out and, you know, watching something or reading something or whatever. That's just my thing that I do for stress relief. Like, I disconnect from everybody. So if there comes a point where I just like, you know, don't write back, it's because of that.
Right. And it works. You know, I'm sorry, you pour back into yourself, it's so much power, and that's okay to recharge and take that time. But yeah, that was all of our questions. We appreciate y'all submitting questions to us in the first place. It means a lot, but we hope you enjoyed our 50th episode. We had to change it up for y'all, you know, get more in tune. Check us out on Instagram at SpeakUpJV. You can follow our Podbean website at speakupjv.podbean.com. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify, apparently iHeartRadio. Please like, subscribe, share this video. Tell a friend about it. Tell them about your homegirl, Speak Up JV. We appreciate all the support, y'all, and have a great one.
Yes, all it takes is one episode. So just go ahead and show them. Bye, y'all.
Have a good one.